We just put 4 professional analysts head-to-head to solve the exact same problem, with one big twist. They could only use Excel. 4 experts, 4 unique Excel solutions, 1 winner. Welcome back to the Data Drill Showdown. All right, time for data drill number 8, splitting the field. Now the task here is to calculate the total player count for each position based on the 2025 Major League Baseball roster. But here's the thing, players can qualify for multiple positions in a given season and need to be counted towards each of them. To solve this drill, you'll need to produce a table like this one, summarizing the player count by position, sorted in descending order. Now, if you want to play along from home, pause the video and grab the dataset for free at mavenanalytics.io/data-drills. It's a great way to sharpen your skills and compare solutions from data pros around the world. All right, time to introduce our showdown competitors. Leading off, we've got our resident Excel instructor and defending champ, Enrique, tackling this drill using dynamic array formulas. In the number 2 slot, we've got Chris Bruehl playing to his strengths with Python and Excel. Up third, give it up for Zhao, competing in her very first Data Drill Showdown, taking the AI-powered approach with Copilot. And finally, in the cleanup slot, we've got Aaron Parry trying to take home the W with some Power Query magic. So that's our lineup for today. Let's start the showdown.
All right, let's solve this data drill using Excel formulas. Now, I really like this one in particular because it's going to allow me to showcase a lot of the new dynamic array functionality. So what we want to do is return the unique positions first, and then we want to count the number of players that played each position. But people like Aaron Judge, for example, they played outfield and DH, so we want to count them in each of those. Now, the first thing is just to return a unique list of positions. And to do that, we're going to have to join them first by this delimiter. Then we're going to split them, and then we're going to get a unique list of those. So let's start with text join. The delimiter, we're going to use the same one as this. We do want to ignore empty cells, and then let's just select the entire column. So now you'll see we've joined all of them by the delimiter, so now we can very easily split them. Text split. And we can use column delimiter if we want to. And that's going to split them across columns, or we can skip over, use it as the row delimiter, and that's going to split them across rows, which is much better in this scenario because now we can just grab a unique list of those. And there we go. So we've got our positions, and now we need to count the number of players that played each of those positions. Now you might think to just use, count ifs, and based on these, how many played each of these positions. The problem is if you try to count if this is equal to that, it's not. It contains that, right? But it doesn't exactly match. So what you can do, and this is another cool trick for the count if, you can actually use wildcard characters. So what I'm going to do is I want to make sure that this doesn't necessarily exactly match that, but that it contains that position. To do that, we just need to wrap each position in asterisks. So I'm going to wrap them in quotations because this is text, and then concatenate it with the position. There we go. Press enter. And now you'll see that we have elevated counts. So 294 outfielders. Quickly double check that. Right, outfield, it's going to count all of the instances that have outfield in there. Press enter, and we do get 294. Let's try another one. 134 DH. And we get 134. So that's already working. Now what we do want is actually to return a sorted list. Now because these are 2 independent arrays, we can't sort them based on the result of the other. That's going to require circular references. But what we can do is join them in a let function. So the first thing I'm going to do is copy the formulas I'm using here. Start with that one. And this one, that's how we're calculating the positions and the players for each position. And over here, let's copy this, paste it over here. I'm going to start a let function. Give myself a little bit more space. I can use Alt-Enter to do line breaks. And then I can declare variables. So I can have the positions, and then I can press Start V. And that's going to open up my clipboard. So that was using this formula. And then for the players, again, Start V or Windows V, using this formula. But we don't want to point it to this reference here. We want to point it to the result of our positions variable. So we can do that there. Alt Enter. And if we just want to stack those two together horizontally, use HStack to join those to array. So we want the positions first, then the players. Let's return that. You'll see we get the same exact results, but in a single array. And now we can very easily sort that because it's just one array. I'm going to wrap this in a sort by the second column in descending order. Press Enter. And there we go. So we can actually get rid of this altogether. And this is working perfectly. So let's check our validation question, which is how many players make up the third most popular position? Well, that's relief pitcher, 222. Copy that, paste it in here. And there we go. That's how you solve this data drill using Excel formulas.
All right, that was an awesome demo of some serious formula skills from Enrique, including those brand new functions like text join, text split, and HStack, plus a really handy trick for wildcard matching with countifs. Now, I'm sure someone will comment this, so I'll just say it first. He probably could have shaved at least a minute or two off that time. Personally, I love the fact that he wrapped it all in a single formula and took the time to explain his approach and validate the results, because in the real world, that goes a long way. Next up, let's see if Chris has what it takes to top that solution using Python in Excel.
All right, so let's go ahead and split the field using Excel, but because I'm not an Excel person, I'm going to use Python in Excel. So we'll load up the Python in Excel formula. I'm going to go ahead and select all of my data, and then just tweak this formula slightly to see did it pick up that column, and I'm not an Excel guru. We'll also specify headers equals true to make sure our column names get picked up. But from here, we now have a pandas data frame. And if I open up the Python editor, the rest of my solution can be coded using Python, which is very nice for someone like me. The first thing that we need to do is override our position column. So position equals our same position column. But what we're going to do is split values based on that /. So we'll create separated values, which then allows us to explode or create individual rows for each value of a player's position. So do df exploded is equal to df.explode, and we'll explode based on position. Let's take a quick look at the head of df exploded. And one other thing I need to do is set this to Excel values. I also need to define my data frame. Let's go ahead and do that. And so now, for example, we can see that Aaron Judge, who played 2 positions, has 2 rows in this data frame. From here, I can just group based on position and count the number of rows. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we'll do data frame exploded.group by. We're going to group by the position column. And then we're just going to simply do .name. We'll specify the name column, and we'll do count. And then we'll go ahead and rename this column to player count. And then we'll go ahead and sort this data frame in descending order. So ascending equals false. Got to respell that. We go ahead and run the cell. We now have our player counts by position. The first is outfielder at 294, but the one we're looking for is relief pitcher at 222. Let's see if this is correct. So I'll go ahead and enter 222, and bam, that's how you split the field using Python in Excel.
All right, Chris Bruehl coming in hot, setting a new time to beat at just over 2 minutes. Very cool to see the blending of Python and Excel here. Great demonstration of how you can get the best of both worlds. The power of Python with the flexibility of Excel worksheets. This one's kind of a hidden gem. It's one of Excel's newer but lesser known capabilities. So if you've used Python in Excel, drop us a quick note and let us know what you've built with it. All right, on to our next competitor. This one's going to be interesting. We've got Alice, who's a powerhouse in SQL and Python, but rarely uses Excel. She's going to see if she can solve this drill using nothing but Copilot's agent mode.
All right, I'm not an Excel expert, so I'm going to use agent mode, and I've never used agent mode before, so let's see what happens. I'm going to go up to home here, click on Copilot, and down here, I'm going to click on this icon and select agent mode. So let's wait till that loads. And here for the prompt, I'm just going to go back to the data drill and copy this prompt here. So I'm going to select all this, copy, and paste it here. And let's see what happens. Okay, so we can see that's using Copilot. And this is actually taking longer than I expected, because with other AI tools, usually it gives you some updates, like saying it's processing or something, but I see nothing here. You can see nothing's coming here, but I'm going to keep on waiting. It's been about 30 seconds and I see that it's doing something. It's not freezing. I have read that with agent mode, it's using Copilot, but then it's also doing additional planning and analyzing. So it might take a bit longer. Sorry, I'm just killing time here. I really want this to work, so I'm just going to let it run. At the 2-minute mark, I'm going to cut it off. But right now, let's just keep waiting. Okay, we are waiting. Things are not looking great. Oh, something just happened. Okay, so if I go over here, it's generated this table, and I can see all these values here are hard-coded. There's no formulas. That's pretty interesting, but it still hasn't finished. Okay, actually, it just finished. So it's given me all this information here, but I am being timed here. So I do want to just double check this answer to see if I need to do any additional prompting. Okay, we need to know how many players make up the third most popular position. So I'm going to go to the third one here, copy this, paste it in. Oh my goodness, agent mode just solved that with no additional prompting or human brain power. Okay, and that is your agent mode solution.
Well, that was interesting. Alice eventually got the right solution using Copilot's agent mode, which, by the way, is now known as Edit with Copilot, but it did grind away for quite a while before producing that table. It's pretty amazing to see AI one-shot the solution like this, and I bet that other models would likely do it faster, but what I don't love is that it hard-coded those values, which makes it really tough to fine-tune the approach or validate the solution. Now, I'm sure you could do this through some additional prompting, but I'd love to see a bit more visibility into the calculation steps, especially for more complex problems or cases where precision really matters. By the way, if you're interested in diving deeper into the world of generative AI, we have a brand new beginner-friendly learning path that covers AI literacy, prompt engineering, critical thinking, ethics, and more. You can check it out and start learning completely free. You don't even need to set up an account, so check out the links in the description if that sounds like a good fit. All right, last but not least, let's hand it over to Aaron and see what he can do with Power Query.
All right, so for this data drill, we are going to be using Power Query in Excel. And what we need to do is return a table of the unique positions and the number of players that have played in each of them. So Power Query has some pretty intuitive tools that we can use. So if we right-click the position header, come down to split column by delimiter, what we want to do is break out any player that has multiple positions into their own rows. So we can search by the slash delimiter here. And then in the advanced options, instead of breaking these out into new columns, we actually want to break them out into new rows. This is going to make the table a little bit taller, but what it allows us to do is use a group by function and then count by the players by the position. So from here, we'll right click, group by. We want to group by the position. Let's call this something like player name. We want to count the rows in the table. Last thing we need to do is sort. So we have sorted this and we are asked for the third most popular position, which is a relief pitcher, 222. come over to our data drill 222, and that's it. So that's how quickly you can solve this data drill with Power Query.
Well, that was quick. Such a simple, elegant solution from Aaron using Power Query in Excel. This is a great example of how just knowing your way around a tool can be such a superpower. Instead of writing complex code or formulas, which many Excel users and AI tools would typically default to, this one can be solved much faster using just a few basic options from the Power Query editor. So with that, let's review our results. Enrique kicked us off with an impressive formula-driven approach, but took a little over 4.5 minutes to validate the solution. Again, probably could have shaved that down to about 2 minutes. Chris and Alice came in basically neck and neck, 208 for Chris, 222 for Alice, but at the end of the day, one solution rose above all with a time of just 1 minute, 2 seconds. Aaron, with the help of Power Query, brought home the victory. So congratulations, Aaron, you are officially the Data Drill champion. So that's a wrap for Data Drill number 8, a special tribute to all my fellow Excel nerds out there. If you enjoyed this one or learned something new, please drop us a comment. Let us know who you're rooting for, which solution surprised you, or better yet, take a crack at the drill yourself and let us know how you solved it. And if you want to build data and AI skills just like these and learn directly from the experts you see in this video, head to Maven Analytics, create your own personalized learning plan, and get started for free. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the next one.